Hello there. So I was looking at the schematic for the dasher and I had an idea for something that we could check. So I have roughly all of the parts that are on here and how they're connected. So it's power going into the transformer that goes to the 70 volt DC board. And then it goes into, this part's really confusing about the dasher stuff if you're reading the manual. The board that is vertically or horizontally physically positioned in the CRT is the horizontal board. And the one that is vertical is the one that is the, no, I have that backwards. The vertical one is the horizontal control board, and the horizontal one is the vertical control board. Anyway, power goes into the vertical board and then goes over to the horizontal board. And both of those connect to the tube, which is really, really weird. And I had a realization about this as I was laying all this out. These are wires, and they have connections. And you know what connections are? Solder joints. Let me show you something. There's no more dasher guts over here. Because it's there and it's working fine. Yeah, I fixed the dasher. So yeah, there we go. All done. Problem solved. Everything's golden. Yeah, I spent way too long setting up that mirror trick. I didn't realize this until I was so anticlimactic. Yeah, really. So here's the thing. I'm going to have a video about the dasher stuff because I fixed it during the week because I really wanted the time to just take it slow and debug stuff. So, yeah. I don't know why I'm not hearing a deck talk. Oh, I know exactly why I'm not hearing a deck talk. Let me go fix that. Although I didn't mind it being muted for the cold open there. Okay, now there will be deck talk. All right. Wesley, thank you for the Prime sub and for 34 months. Spies of Mud, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 36 months. That's numbers. Vital Kadeve, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 31 months. It's Carve, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 34 months. That's right, I can't show 34. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it's not going now. Oh, I know exactly why it's not going now. Because I didn't set up the software side. There we go. All right. Yeah, I'm going to leave it for the video as my explanation of what went wrong with the dasher. Or you can go look in the Discord channel. Because I don't want everyone coming in.
It says alive. It's alive. End of line.
One moment here. I don't want everyone coming in every 5 minutes and me having to explain it. So I'm just going to say I'm not going to explain it on stream. Chloe, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 15 months. I appreciate that. Oh, gosh. Okay. Is it okay with my messing up here? Shall we do the cold open? Yeah. So, also, this is really kind of annoying. Wayland let me put the title bar for this window outside of the window via touchscreen. Yeah, like that. So it's impossible to move it back down. Good job, Wayland. So I'm just gonna shut this down now because I don't. Actually, we'll keep it. You know what? Because it might be useful for some other stuff.
1089 subbed as tier 1 and says end of line.
Redshift, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 35 months. So yeah, let's see. Here is the dasher working. You can see capture over there. It's doing just great. And I can come over here and I can run a list on it. Bam. Look at that. Isn't it fantastic? Really cool how nice and responsive it is. You know? That shouldn't have happened. Key got caught there. That's cool. Okay. So how is that listing so fast? Because I'm conniving. Yeah, so you can connect SimH to a real serial port, by the way. So I have SimH running through the dasher right now. Because we can't use this thing anymore. Just because it got jealous that the dasher got so much love, the Micronova had to go and die again. But the good news is that the parts to fix it are going to be delivered today, and it's going to be super easy. Here, listen to this.
Sleepy developer says CHER 100 we've been bamboozled. End of line.
So that's a bearing in the fan.
Laura Coon says CHER 100 bearings. What bearings? End of line.
Sleepy and Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits there. So, yeah, this fan is completely hosed. I'm saying score 1 for bone conduction headphones because I just got the dasher working. I was running YouTube nonsense in the background, and I was, working. I turned on the computer so that I could try the floppy disk stuff again, just, make sure that we're still on the same page that we were when we left off. And as I was working, I heard this slight change in how the fans sounded. And then I knew what was happening because the fans are the only things that really make noise on these machines. So I went and shut them off. I took off the grill, and I was trying to put my hands on the hubs to notice which one felt a little extra crunchy. And then I nearly burned my hand because the bad fan got super hot because the whole chassis is metal, so the heat just conducts through the whole thing. So that's about 70 Celsius there. And that was like after a minute or so that I'd turned it off. So it was very, very spicy. So yeah, I have 2 brand new fans on the way. I'm not replacing them with, equivalent old ones that also will have bad bearings. So, but yeah, so that thing's out of commission for today. The good news is I was able to find the fans on Amazon, I think for like $15 each. It's actually really hard to find AC 120 millimeter fans for some reason, so I couldn't find a lot of them. I'll just state up front, no Noctua modding, because the way that these work for cooling the system is they point directly into the card cage over here and then have to force the air all the way through out of the power supply on the other side. So they need a lot of CFM. Not CFM like PSI. They just need a lot of pressure to push the air through. So it's got to be a Chonkosaurus fan like that. There's no other option. So yeah, I bought equivalent fans. So yeah. Anyway, let's see, a couple other things. Hey, look at data general documentation. Isn't that cool? So we got technical reference for the Micronova. That's pretty sweet. We got user's manual, introduction to programming the Nova computers. We got that one in there. And then we got user's manual programmer's reference to Micronova. And this is the only one I was able to do like I really wanted. Because it turns out the other Nova manuals are really, really weird. I was going to plastic sleeve every single sheet, but for some weird reason that I cannot fathom, the way that Data General made these books is by having, hold on, I'm trying to be very careful here, by having the individual sheets actually be 2 sheets. And it's not like you're meant to like staple it all the way through. No, this is like page 11, this is page 12, this is page 13, and this is page 14. It's super weird. So they just go in the, you know, the binder book, however you want to think about it, order like that. The only way I could sheet protector these is by splitting the individual pages, which I don't want to do. It's real weird. So, yeah. Anyway, I got these really cool binders that are nice and thin, that are only the size that are necessary for the books, because apparently I'm going to have a bunch of these. There's one more on the way. So, yep. All right.
BEZO, one sub as Prime and says, end of line.
Bezo1, thank you for the Prime sub and for 23 months there. I appreciate that. All right. I'll wrap this up here. I did get, you obviously saw it if you're here for the intro, an actual mirror for this stuff. Now I found I think it's 10 square inches. I haven't actually properly measured it. Yeah, 10 square inch-ish, maybe 9 3/4 inch mirror here. I kind of like it. So I had that in front of the terminal as I was working on it because, I mean, a mirror works way better than the piece of glass that I was using. So I now have that on hand. I did actually buy a frame for it, but it's too big. So I'm thinking about cutting it down. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, always Goodwill. Yeah. So. All right. Got a copy of Media Center running on XP Pro. Ooh, cool. Okay. So fancy mirror. Yeah, I got it at the very first Goodwill I looked. I was very happy. So once you have the grout around it to separate it from the others in your bedroom ceiling, you may not be wrong because it does have glue on the back. So also it came in the absolute most horrible, awful frame that I'd ever seen in my life. Like this plaster ornate garbage that was flaking apart, painted gold. It was horrible. So yeah, I cut it out of that because, ugh. Anyway, viewers suspect musical doing soldering streams have backfired. Or if your first copyright claim, yep.
82S of Dev Tier 1 and says you I was able to get my Shelby's fire-breathing dragon and I'm back for another month. The adventure continues. End of line.
I mean, Spyro's pretty short. That's not that hard to do. Caritas, thank you for the Tier 1 sub there. And for 29 months. 24... 29 months. Brain had to really think about that. Yeah. Ben, if there are ads on your stream, then you cannot. So, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about what we're going to do today. Because we're not doing like the actual Nova stuff. So, let's go over to the workstation computer thing here. What did I want to click? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. So I was trying to set up OBS OBS WebSockets. Ooh. Oh, I didn't think about that. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't get to play with the Dasher today. That kind of sucks, actually. I'm a little disappointed by that. I either don't get to use the Dasher or this is going to be a real pain in the butt. So that is the... Hold on, let me refresh my chat page over here so I can actually see chat. Oh, pop my back. Ooh, that feels good. This is actually really running the Dasher. You know, it's there. But what it's doing is running simh here. So I have simh open and it's just running all the output over to here. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I can do it on here. Control E? No, so I can't do Control E over there. That's actually really cool.
Dasher to the left of me and Paolo to the right, and here I am stuck in the middle with chat. End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. So I guess I can do Control E over here. Ooh, that's cool. Unfortunately, it will always crash because simh is very broken. OBS for WebSockets, remember to leave the password is what it generates. Setting your own password doesn't really work. Oh. That could explain some things. All right. Well, that's good to know. So yeah, here's what this looks like. So you just set console to that, which is weird because supposedly you're supposed to be able to set like TTI to that thing and that works, but I don't know why it's not working. So anyway, I'm just running that with simh. So there's that. And then over on the real hardware, we now get the file name prompt there. So I can enter sys. We can continue. It even sends the beep code. Did you hear that? For some reason, though, this version of RDOS, because we're booting not the Micronova RDOS. So that might be why it's allowing lowercase there. Interesting. Anyway, I can punch in the date here and time. Boom. And then we have simh running RDOS on the real Dasher, which is just hilarious. Yeah, the beep is Control G, which I guess I can't send back. Illegal file name. Yeah, that tracks. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, we need to look at not this though. As fun as that is, I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn it off there. So let's look at what I actually want to look at today. This is every single disk imaged that I have for the Data General. This is the entirety of my box of floppies. I got it fully imaged in the background while I was working on other stuff. So today what I want to do is work on a bulk decoding method for all of these so that we can see what's in them. Well, I can on the other monitor because, do that before I show anything I shouldn't. So that we can figure out what's on these and, kind of get an idea. So that's what I want to do. You put a Control G in a commit message to annoy people. That's amazing. Anyway, on the OBS WebSocket stuff, I'm going to end up making my own custom thing. I think I've decided I'm going to use the Python module because then I can work it into the rest of my code. And then maybe that'll give me motivation to actually update the Twitch API for when it breaks on me in like a week or so or whatever it is. So, yeah. All right. So let's see how we're going to do this. So we have flux data files. So that's how I've ripped all of these. I think 29 here also is the same as AP29, but I kind of messed up the naming when I was imaging them, so I didn't duplicate that. Also, I am missing the bad disk file, so we'll just ignore that, but it won't matter because it's bad data and it's a duplicate of another disk anyway. So let's figure out how we want to decode all the data general stuff. So we're going to make a new file here. We're going to call it dg. Let's not do this way. So we're going to have this be a bash file, bin bash, because I don't care. Echo decoding data general flux from file name equals 1 from file name. All right, let's go ahead and save this. Put it here, call it dg decode dot sh. All right. Well, don't get too excited. There is going to be absolutely nothing exciting in here. I will say, it seems like we might have got lucky with my boot disk, which I think I put in here. Yeah, boot right there. So boot may end up containing a unique bootloader code for at least my Micronova. We got to get into DOS in it still on the real hardware and try and get that to write a disk before we can say for sure. But it seems kind of like CPM, where you have the BIOS on the floppy disk, and that's unique to the machine. So getting that one disk may have actually still been good, but overall there's not much exciting on these floppies. So let's see, can you give a quick rundown of what the flux file is and why they should or shouldn't be used? Flux files should always be used. There is no other acceptable means for reading a floppy disk now. There is no excuse not to do that. A grease weasel will cost you half as much as a decent floppy drive. So you should always be ripping as flux. Now, where you'll get into just pointless debate over things is what format you should rip with flux. So I always use CryoFlux as my format. I kind of like it as far as like getting individual track files. If you screw up and, rip a 360K disk as a 1.2 meg format, then you have twice as many track files as you need. It's really easy to just snip out the, odd track numbers or even ones, however you think about it. So that's really nice to be able to modify that. But outside of that, it seems like one of the slightly better formats. It handles hard sectoring well. But yeah, digitizing is literally not possible with the data general stuff in any tool right now. So you're recommending flux files for a long time? Absolutely, yes. You should save these. Here, I can't really show you. This is the problem with the data general stuff. Do I have any non-data general disks on this computer? I don't. Here, I can just go to archive.org. Archive.org. Am I signed in? I'm going to guess not, because I don't think I've signed in on this computer yet. No. So let's just search Microsoft Adventure PC. All right. We'll figure out how to do it and start saving and archiving like that. Yeah, you should, yes. Okay. What's this one? That doesn't seem right. No, that's not right. I don't know if there's licensing. The licensing would apply to the original decoder or DTC or whatever. If you write your own decoder, I don't think there's any restrictions on what you can do with it. Really? Why is it not here? Dang it. Hold on. Let's try this. There we go. So this is a very slow website. Here we go. This is my Flux image of Microsoft Adventure for IBM PC. You cannot digitize this. The only way you can rip this disk sensibly is as Flux. So I wrote this or imaged this as CryoFlux files. And this, you can go find it if you want to see it, because there is no way. That's a good point. Why is it a black screen? Wait, how long has it been a black screen? Why is it a black screen? Huh. Let me try unplugging, replugging the HDMI cable. I don't know if that was a correct one. Do this. What? All right. Bye-bye, ATEM. Good night. Okay, and let's try this. Power cycling the HDMI scaler. Anyway, Flux is the only sensible way to rip floppies. That's a long story short. We don't need to get hung up on this too much. Go watch my video on floppy disk imaging, actually. That's what I really should have said. Okay, there we go. Huh. Dude, what? Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Why? Hold on, I'm trying to do a thing over here. I just need a moment. Dude. What? Okay. So let me do this. Okay, yeah. And then I'm going to do that. Okay. So right here, that is the scaler. That's output from it. It's working. But if I switch to another source and then back, you'll see it'll show up here as well. Well, now you can't because that I can't do that with the ATEM. It is working. It's outputting. Why? Not being able to capture the computer that I'm working on today is going to make this a little difficult. Now, everything I own is 60 hertz. I don't have any high refresh rate monitors.
Lomo says CHER 100 :
The Dasher virus stopped over to the modern equipment.
End of line.
I'd be fine with that. I will trade the IN 1606 or the Dasher any day. Why? So weird, man. Let me try something. Hold on. If I go to test pattern, color bars, that makes 0 sense. What? All of the video is working. Turn the crop. I don't know what crop does, but oh, it adds the white frame around it. Okay. Dude, what? I don't know. If it acts up again, just let me know. I'll fix it, I guess. Oh, of course. As soon as I take that off this... It's probably too much black, but why, I don't know.
Your video output is trolling you. End of line.
That is hilarious. Thank you for the 100 bits, Chloe. That's weird. Fine. We can cheese this. There, nice bright wallpaper. And now I'll bring this up. Make sure we have bright on screen. It's fighting it. Come on, more bright. There we go. Do you think it's the horizontal edge? No, I think it just hates me. All right. So if I do a terminal and I make it full screen, okay, but that's gray. So if I switch to profile, custom, well, that's not going to be black either, though. Dude, computers are cursed, man. All right, anyway, this is Flux. You can't decode that. Always rip Flux. Okay, moving along. Well, now I got the A-time control over here, so that's nice. All right, what are we doing? Data general software decoding. That's it. Okay. So, we have a program. Actually, no, Grease Weasel. Peter, here in chat, has made a in-development version of the Grease Weasel software that will allow us to decode the data general stuff. Now, this is going to get slightly wonky, so I would like to do a couple of things here first. So bin hxce, okay. I would like to test that we can make a an image. Oh, it doesn't matter because we don't have a way of properly decoding it. Never mind. The HXC stuff doesn't apply. It's annoying how much stuff doesn't apply because of the data generalness. But all right. Okay. How do we want to do this? So here's the thing. Each of these is a folder that contains the flux. I want to start separating the disks out to their own folders. So let's say we're going to do this in one bulk rip. I already have all of these files in this zip just in case I screw this up and delete everything, and they're all on my server as well, so everything is completely backed up. Matter of fact, I will even, just to like make this super safe, just copy this here because it's only 500 megs. There we go. Okay. So let's do this. For dir in, let's say, star. All right. Do, and then done. All right. If, is it -d, -d, dir, then, I don't know what that was. Let's just echo dir is dir. All right, that works. Okay. So if we find a dir, we're going to mk dir, and we're going to make the new directory called dir underscore work. Sure, we'll go with that. And then we will move dir to, no, that's not how it works, to here, so that we can put it in a subdirectory. Then we will go cd, actually let's just be lazy here, cd into that dir. We'll put at the end a cd back up just to make sure that we stay in the correct positions. Okay, now we're going to do gw convert. We're going to use format data general .fm .single side. We're going to convert dir / track, pretty sure it's 00, blah, 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 all that, to dir.img. And I think that will work. All right, let's run through the logic. Checks if it's a dir. If it is a dir, it makes the same dir with work. It moves the real dir into the work dir. We go into the work dir. Then we go into here. We set the format to that. We need a slash here. Then we convert this, as long as that's the correct format for the stuff. We can check that kind of here. Bulk image, DG image, because I think we were not using that. Okay, well that's fine, whatever. All right, I think that'll work. The bit at the top, I mean, does it matter? All right, let her rip. Okay, so 29 work has 29. We're getting 29.img. It found some sectors. That's fine, whatever. That's the downside of not being able to digitize. Started writing Nano Wonder and then went on to a loop instead. No, I wanted it. Yeah, I did start that, and then I changed my mind in that I'm lazy and risky. So we're just converting them all instead, because, yeah. All right. So now we just need to let that run through the entire folder. You've done what with a one-liner? Why not parallelize it? Because it's going to take longer for me to think about how to do that than it will to just let this go. Additionally, while the CPU has many threads, the SATA drive that this is on does not have many connections. So it's going to be bottlenecked from storage, probably. Whoa, that one's bad. Holy moly. What was that? What? This is why validation is important. Oh my gosh, now I wish I was logging this. Actually, we're gonna... Dude, we're stopping this? No, stop! And,
CHER 100 errors rendered in punch card. End of line.
Okay, new plan. I'm gonna... Projects, hold on, I'm gonna copy that archive. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Projects, data general, floppy, decode. Okay, I'm going to move this here. Okay, we're going to try this one more time. Put this here. All right. Oh, this is going to be bad. All right, this is going to be NVMe. We could try to parallelize this now, but I don't like the idea still. Quick question, all right? For those of you who bash script, let's say I have function convert, okay? All right, we got this. If I stick, you know, let's say that we'll make dir equals 1 or whatever. Could I just do that to parallelize it? Could I put an ampersand after it? Let me make the text bigger. That'll work? Okay. We'll give that a shot. But now what I need to do is remember how to run T. T-A GW convert.log. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a pipe. Okay. Okay, so does this just need to be refreshed? Yeah, okay. Let's go grab this from here. Pop that there. Okay. And go. Holy moly. Rip SSD. Do we have convert log? No, because that would have made sense. Fine, just boring top. Just top. Just run it. Load 48? What? Some of them are finishing. How many directories did you just fork bomb your system with? Ah, it's fine. It likes it. All right, looks like they're slowing down now.
CGSTEV
Still no data.
25S as prime for 5 months and says end of line.
CG Steve, thank you for the Prime sub and for the first time ever there. I think it's done. It's not sure about it. And we still don't have logs, though. Why? Do I need to do this? T's stupid. Yeah, I think you might be right there, Vorpal Sword. We might need the stupid ampersand conversion, whatever nonsense. Yeah, why is it printing it to error? That's so frustrating. All right, well, at least that didn't take long. So we can do get wrecked SSD. Majenko, they're being put in the directory. They're already going in the directory. That part's not a problem. All right, let's run it one more time. Go! Yeah, so they're, well, hold on, F5. Wire, there we go. So yeah, the logs are in the respective folders already. So that's not a problem. They also don't contain data. Okay, maybe we should do this with one first. Except I don't know if I can kill all of these. What if I just close the session? Actually, I don't think that works. Yeah, Majenko's right. Okay, there, it finished. But I'm pretty sure none of these are going to have data in the logs. Yeah, nope, nothing in logs. All right, let's run it with one and figure this out. So we'll just pick one of these at random here. Why did that one work? I know why. I know exactly why. Boom. That'll do it. Unless that's running T in the background or something stupid. Oh, probably because I didn't move this. Duh. All right, give it a moment. We gotta wait for it to finish because, you know, it's all backgrounded processes. Dude, these discs are in way worse shape than I would have guessed. That's really bad. Hopefully it's not my drive. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to delete all of that. And then I'm just going to move this out. And I'm going to delete this. And now we got a nice test file. Why? So for those of you who don't know how bash functions work, they get a little weird with the outputs. So technically, any output from anything in the function is treated as an output of the function command. So I don't know that we could necessarily write all the data from the function inside of it itself. So it's a little weird. But we should see it though. Why are we not? Or it should be getting captured. Huh. So that didn't work. Yeah, you might, maybe you're onto some of the function thing, or that for the backgrounding, because backgrounding can be weird. I don't know. No, that didn't do it. We could try something simple here, just to make sure that I'm correct. Echo, this goes in the log file. So if we do that, nothing. Okay, that's what I thought. Because that couldn't get any simpler. That should have gone in there. And it was append, so it wouldn't have clobbered it. So what's being weird? Let's get rid of this. Well, I'm going to copy that, because I always forget what the stupid std error redirect is. Try that. So for giggles, run this in the terminal directly. We'll get it here. Boom. That's that. Okay. So that should work. Then if we run the script, which I have to do this to make work. Oh no, I messed something up. Okay, now, yep, log file, still nothing. Okay, so maybe the bash function is capturing all output. That is weird. Okay. Huh. Try it without the... Yeah, that's worth trying. I have a feeling that's not it, but I would love to be proven wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. I never tried... I don't know if I've ever... No, I've definitely done this. Wait a minute. So in CD ripping, just search. I do logging within functions, right? I'll just Control F, T. Yeah, so within a function, oh, I do have both there. That's weird. T, rip. Weird. So that's working. Now for giggles. What if that could be it? I don't think it is. No. So I can log in a function. Let's try straight redirect instead of T. I mean, I can't see how that wouldn't work. Okay, now rules don't matter anymore. What? How did that do nothing? Okay, just to... Hey, look, it works now. All fixed.
RHK77 S as tier 1 for 6 months and says end of line.
RHK, thank you for the tier 1 sub there, and for the first time, I appreciate that. All right, let's try this one more time. And let it rip. Okay. I had copied the DG convert file from the SATA SSD to the internal NVMe, and then I did not reopen it. That was what happened. So I was editing the one on the SATA drive and then running the one on the NVMe drive. All right. There we go. Now we have decoded images of everything. We can look at the logs to see how they turned out. That one was good. Whereas 15 here will be pure garbage. Also, it's really hot by this computer now all of a sudden. There we go. Utter trash. That's horrifying. Look at that. It's so bad. Why? So now what I can do is close that so it gets out of my face. We can, or I can, open this with imhex. I'm going to press a button here real quick like. That is intentionally black. All right, and then now I can bring this back. All right, so I can see in the file here that I have ADV names, which is the name of the data table that they were using. T2, SDE, and Raiders, hello and welcome. Today we are working on floppy disk images that I have made from this giant bin of over 100 hard sectored 8-inch floppies for my Data General mini computer system. And we're trying to determine what's on them and try to get the files decoded. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. Now, I have decoded the data, but some of them are really, really, really bad, actually. I don't understand why. So when we run the script from the hard drive, it works amazingly. Well, it worked great because I parallelized it this time. So, yeah, so now I can pop these in here. So for example, if we do backup HP1, let's look at this. So at the top of the disk, we have all of this. That does not exist here. It's because backup HP1 has a bootloader for some reason. I don't know why. So that's all the bootloader. So we can see boot SV not found, all that fun stuff. But then as we scroll down more, we'll see the table of contents contains advanced file, whatever nonsense. So it's not that exciting. So we can look at the files now to get a rough idea of what's on them. So let's look at this one. No bootloader. Look at the advertising list. No bootloader. So with this, we can get a rough feel for what's on these. Random old floppies bought here and there. No, these are all from one user, the original owner of the machine. They contain customer data on them. So we can't get, like, I'm not going to scroll much farther. I know I'm safe, for example, on this trade show disk. So I can give you an example of what this looks like here. So on the trade shows disk, I'm just going to scroll into it. We are going to see a bunch of stuff like this. So these are just addresses for where they were going to do trade shows, and the first names of, I think, employees who were assigned to go to the trade shows. But that's it. There's just a little bit of data on there for that. And from what I've seen of the other files, like, let me just do this off screen here. I'm going to look at 29. Basically the exact same thing, except this is probably data that represents where customers are. So that's, again, not very exciting. So maybe it's just false positive image is good just because different file system. No, the sector stuff is not file system related. It's very definitely not. So yeah, no, that's probably bad discs, because half of these were labeled like won't work or bad or whatever. So, all right, just for giggles, let's keep chucking a couple of these in here. So boot will, of course, have the bootloader. It's weird that the HP one did. You know what? There is a non-HP backup. I wonder what that looks like. Does it have the bootloader? That's the log. We don't want to image that. Or look at that. So non-backup HP has the bootloader. Interesting. Does HP 2? No. 3? No. Wonder if any of the other firsts do. No. Man. No. So just HP for some reason accidentally got the bootloader. So weird. Oh, for giggles, if I full screen this, I guess that's gray, not black. This is just curious if the whatever is gonna lose its mind. Man, none of these are exciting. All right, so what I can do on these now is something else, though. Nah, I don't want any of that. We're gonna go back to DGD code. We're gonna modify this. We don't need to convert anymore. We don't need to make a directory anymore. We don't need to move a file anymore. And we don't need to convert at all. But what we can do is strings star.img to let's go with, actually I guess it'd just be dir.img. No, let's go text.txt. So I think we can just do that. Boom. No file. Oh, remove the asterisk. Work. Why did it make a work? Oh no, just cd dir. Let's put this down here, make it different steps. Okay. So now we have text. Beautiful. I'm going to move Kate over here. And I can open that. Bingo. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. That is phenomenally boring. Okay. It's like so close to something that I can safely not worry about. Let me disable word wrapping. Actually, I think that'll be fine then. Weirdly. Disable word wrap. Then I can do it. So here's what the text is. So the text is tab separated, like in the files already. Spooky, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I would like to compare this, actually. AP29 is 29 and AP29. They are not the same. What is AP29 then? That's annoying. Because, yeah, that is... Oh, why does it not save the word wrap setting? Hold on. Configure Kate. Wrap. Disable dynamic word wrap. Okay. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's all super duper boring. But it's weird. Those are different. I don't like that. All right, so 30. That's a lot of text in there. Yep, bad sector. So we're gonna get a lot of that, unfortunately. Is very unfortunate. So, one thing we could do here now is bulk search for any program stuff. Because now we have all of the strings extracted, we can do some interesting things. So let's just get rid of that. I don't know, Vorpal Sword. I don't know. As far as I can tell, they used the Data General as the world's most expensive Rolodex. So I don't know what to tell you. So now we can do this. Go back to DG Decode. You're kind of there, Majenko. So actually we need this. But we'll just move it here. So CD dir. And then cat this grep. Now we can search for files. So let's search for basic. Let's do something else. Res equals all right. If res does not equal this, probably need 2 of these. Then echo basic in dir phi. All right. Now the other thing I could do here is key to key. Boom. Except I screwed that up. There. All right. Key. So now we can do oh, I never used file name. That's hilarious. Okay. Hold on. All right. So now basic. Okay, I want to get rid of this. Boom. So these are now all of the files that contain some kind of reference to basic. Now that's not that exciting because I know for a fact some of these erroneously have it. Let's look for ASM. Oh, now that's more interesting. Although now that I think about it, ASM means a lot more than just like chasm would match that. Edit. Holy moly, a lot of these match. Okay. What's a boot? This matches too many. All right, hold on. New window. Let's boot up simh again here. Let's get an idea for a file that will definitely be there that's not going to be in something else. File name. Oh, hold on. I want to be lazy. I had to delete all this because it didn't work with the terminal. Okay. I think DP1. So dir DP1 will be the Micronova. Okay. So we can look for sysgen. That would be nuts if we had sysgen. Actually, let's look for that just because it would be stupid if it was actually in there somewhere. Hold on. Sysgen. In boot work. No, that's not in there. It's absolutely not. That must just be part of the, no, what? How? Because it's not on there. Oh, Philip, I can make simh crash by just going back to the command line. Bleh. It always crashes. So simh in their upstream CLI library has some kind of bug where every time I try to go back, it like fails. So, all right. But let's see, other files. So, CLI. That may be more unique. CLI. Nope, that's in a bajillion files. Okay. There's got to be some city or something that's got that in it. DOS init. Okay. DOS init. Not dis in it. That's definitely not going to be there. Okay, watch it being boot again. Client. Yeah, that's season B, I'm pretty sure that's what happened with boot for some reason. So, all right, it's not looking good. I don't think there's going to be any like good files on there, unfortunately. Why do so many have edit in them? Oh, I bet I know why so many of them have edit. It's probably because they edited a file on there and it left some kind of like temp cache file or something. Let's try this. Echo res. I should have done this from the beginning, but whatever. So if we do edit, let's see what that looks like. Edit. Is it going to be edit.rv? No. Mediterranean. Oh. That's weird. I had not. All right. And that was also a good reason not to have it print out the data. Huh. So it looks like there's probably nothing. There are no programs hidden in there. Although we could look for star.sv. You know what? .sv. Aw, man, really? All right, well, let's bring back the print. Why are all of those matching? Is it because it's a regular expression type thing? It's gotta be slash. Stupid regular expressions. Wow. Well, that's not amazing. So it's literally boot and backup HP. That's it. Those are the only things that have software. That is so weird. Yeah, but Majenko, the data general stuff is really stupid and stores everything with the cache file, remember? All right, here, let's try this. So we might have to byte swap this, but if we look at this with mhex, I just want to make sure, do we have to byte swap it? Yeah, we do. Pretty sure. Absolutely. Okay. Wait, it didn't swap anything. Because I didn't add swap, because I'm... Hold on. What do I do this? Each conv symbol, how do I do this? Is it conv equals swap? Conv equals swap. Invalid conversion. Wait, swab? Fine. Strike any key. Okay. So now, strings, nova, swap to text.txt. Boom. And I'm sure this won't... Actually, it's way smaller than I would have guessed. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. It has all the devices right there. Huh. So DOS in it. There's no... Okay, there is no extension there. Interesting. Okay, well, that kind of sucks. I really thought I was going to have them. May not be at the beginning of the thing. I guess we could just actually search. .sv. Hard to say. Those seem like they're probably references to programs within a file, though. All right. So what I'm getting out of this, all of it here, is two main takeaways. The disks I have, the data is super, like, trash on. There might be something wrong with these drives. And two, there is zero software in there. None. I wonder what their spreadsheet program is, though. So if we go back, I'm going to disable the print here. So if I search table in these, every single one of them is going to hit. At least I think. I'll go ahead and print. Convertible. Oh my gosh, seriously? Screw it. I'm going to run this over here. So, ADV tables. Man. Oh, that's slightly interesting. Oh, only in boot. I saw file not executable in one of these. Of course, it was in, yeah. Not enough room and bad block table. Okay, yeah, there is nothing of any kind of interest on these files. Man, that's so disappointing. Nothing. But 100. plus floppies. So in this folder, it's 123 disks. That's how many I imaged.
Lomo says CHER
Worthless.
100 : what are you looking for?
.botchix.sv.
End of line.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Lamo. So, well, I mean, at least I did my due diligence, but... Dude, what on earth were they using this for, man? Doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know, Collimated. I may have hard sector disks, I don't know, because they seem like they're kind of garbage. Like just a random one there, that's really bad. Now, that's not to say that the disk just hasn't decayed sitting around, but... Oh yeah, I got the updated Discord UI. Massive improvement. I really, really like it. Yeah, I guess they were using Floppy for the backup. It sure it was not the right move there. That's for sure. Can't remove the OS disk after booting it. So software unbootable lives in... Yeah, in a way. Yeah, you're right, Ben. That does make sense. So it's probably on the fixed platter in the 6095. Could it be a very slight misalignment? I am not inclined to think so. So the 8-inch drives I'm using here, I've ripped fewer CPM disks than this with so far, because I'm not kidding. I think I have like 800 CPM floppies to get through. I've ripped fewer of those, but none of those had errors like this. This is abnormal. Now, it's possible that we don't have the decoding structure quite correct, but I don't think that's going to be it. I think the disks are just bad. So it's hard to say. I mean, Sandy, it's always been that getting the hard drive working would be the keys to the city for software that came with this machine. That's always been the truth. I was always extremely skeptical about there being software on the floppies. So, yeah, I was never hinging any plans on that. But getting the 6095 working is not something we're going to be getting into lightly or soon. I have other projects I want to get done first. So. All right. What do you want, phone? There is a thing that's going to matter that I'll get a notification for, though it may only happen later. Okay, I now know when. Okay. Save GPIB Mac drivers from HDD died right after imaging it? Yeah. So that's the thing. Literally what Helen Croft is talking about is why we're not working on the hard drive right now. I will be writing a Micronova disk imaging program before we get that hard drive spun up. The main concern is, well, actually, I think we have pretty well determined that that it should use 6045 commands. So I don't have any reason to believe the hard drive is one shot, but if it is, then I want to make sure I get everything off of there I can. So what we're going to be doing is in simh here, we can run something that's similar to the Micronova. This is not perfect as far as emulating a Micronova, but it emulates the 6045 hard drive. So if we open simh here without a run file, so we just get simh itself. If we do show feature, all right, we have DKP here, help DKP. One of the versions of drives that it emulates is, where is it? 6045. Now that's the hard drive pack that's in the Nova 4X, but it's also mechanically identical to the 6095 in the Micronova. And it looks like the interface board on the Micronova just accepts 6045 commands from what we can see. So we're probably going to write a 6045 imaging program in simh, and then we'll try and migrate that to one of the machines. We do not have any documentation at all, in even the slightest, for the 6095. There are only whispers that it exists in other documents. If I didn't have one sitting right there, you could convince me that it wasn't even made. So, yeah, there's nothing for the 6095. 6045, it's plenty. That's easy. So that's why we're going to focus on that. Now, this is not going to be trivial because I have to write the imaging utility to run on the Micronova. So I'm going to have to learn how to program Nova. But we're not getting into that yet. So Philip, let me explain this. On the Micronova, the 6090 or 6039 floppy drives that I have off to the side here are unique. They are a modification of the 6030 floppies. Now on the 4X, if I had the 6030 floppy drive, it would connect to the exact same bus that the 6045 drive did. They do use the exact same command interface. On the Micronova, the bus that the drives connect to is the same, but it's the backplane. It's not a disk interface. So the 6039 has the disk controller built into the drive. So it does its own thing. So the way that the software interfaces with the 6039 doesn't have any relation to the 6095. So we think the 6095 uses 6045 commands, after looking at a source listing for something, I forget what, but it looked like they were the same commands because they're very different. So it's probably the same. Now there is a different path I go here where instead of bringing up the 6095 and hoping that it's the same and that my software works, we bring up the 4X instead and trying to image my actual 6045. I don't know that I actually want to go that route. That's, I don't know. I think I want to make everything in the 4X distinct in its own thing. So we're probably not going to do that. Eventually we will. And I'll be able to port the Micronova imaging program over to the 4X, but yeah, so. No, Vorpal Sword. I mean, it's yes, but no. Just no. It would make as much sense to use an oscilloscope as it would the Doomsday. I'll say it that way. Yeah, so the thing to understand about the drives, so for the 6045, okay, let's pretend this is the drive. On both of these, you have a board that sticks onto the back. In the 4X, this board connects to the disk control card on one side, and then it could, I don't have this, it could go down to a 6030 drive. They share the bus through the disk controller. On the Micronova, this drive has a backplane card, but it goes from the interface card directly to the bus, the backplane bus of the micronova. So it's different. So, do you even have enough power in the office to bring up the 4X with no breaker? I don't know. That's the answer I got. Yeah, but Vorpal Sword, I have to be able to control and step the hard drive either way, so I could just read one track at a time on the hard drive. So an oscilloscope would be able to read one track at a time. All the Doomsday is of really fast ADC. That's it. There is no software in it that's going to be convertible to using with the hard drive decoding. So, is there a nameplate on the 4X with power draw? Yeah, 15 amps. Or was it 12? It's either 15 or 12. It might be 12. That's not bad. Okay, sure, yeah. Create a grease weasel interface board for it. That is more applicable than the Doomsday is. Because it's still flux data on a platter. Surprised no one's tried to use the grease weasel in lieu of the like MFM emulator or something. We're kind of dead in the water on today's project. So to go over where we're at, actually, let's go look at the wiki. Let's figure out the stuff. Yeah, I want to exit. No, I don't want to save anything. Close that simh. Did I have like 3 instances of simh open? All right. Let's look at the micronova and go over where we are currently at in the overall project. Okay. So refurb, dual drives, that's done. Image 8-inch boot disk, that is done. Serial interfacing, that's kind of done. That one's complicated, more held up by just being able to use the computer. So that one, it does work, but it's weird. So boot machine, this is where we're at. All right, see you, Philip. We're not going to be around for too much longer here. So, yeah. And then this, but that's like a whole other thing. So here's our next objective. It will be the continuation of what we were working on before the Dasher died in simh, where we try to take the Nova DOS disk image file that we have that is just a conversion of the mag tape, and we try to make usable floppy disks out of it by picking out individual files. One thing I guess I could bring up here. All right, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm already working on this. No one get in touch with them about this because I already have a contact for someone who is here. And if imaging is going to happen, I'm already going to be on it. All right. So why is this not bringing this up? There we go. So the Rhode Island Computer Museum has a micronova. And with it, they have disks. We might want to try and use this to figure out what file should go on what disks. Okay, utilities on diskette. Okay, these are useless. Maybe we could see these. the product names. So 72 dash, that's a typo. They forgot the E. I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 dash 03. Okay, so let's search this. Nothing. That makes sense. So SIS gen. Okay. DOS starter. So that's probably what we have, or what I have. Micronova DTOS on diskette. Sysgen. What? Sys. Weird. Micronova starter. Huh. DOS update 2. Interesting. That was not as enlightening as I was hoping. Wait a minute. They're using Google Images as their CDN. Copy image link. Yeah, it's just Google Images. So if I do that, I think I can change the... that's funny. All right. Yeah, they also have this, which I am unbelievably envious of. Oh, man, I would prefer to get the terminal one, but any of them, oh my gosh, that would be a thing. Also, no hard drive, by the way. Just point that out there. Oh, I did figure this out. So, here's a little fun fact, all right? You turn in the van into the mobile floppy archiving facility, yeah. Why not what? I assume these are not imaged, collab, upcoming. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out a way of making it happen. I have a contact there, so just leave it at that. I'm working on it. It is... So if we just look up Data General Micronova, all right, let's just generically search for Data General Micronova. Unfortunately, some schmuck here keeps making like things about it, so it really makes it hard to find any information out there. That is such a weird cabinet. That's not... I don't know what that is. Oh, that is a 6095. Okay, so that's a 6095. All right. So theirs is in the middle there. All right. Then let's see. Are there any other images of these things? They are like so not common. Oh, poor Dasher. What happened? Ouch. Anyway. So, long story short, everywhere that I can find an image of a Micronova, the floppy drives are always on the bottom. All right. And I was trying to figure out why. And it's because of the hard drive, it turns out. Then the hard drive needs to go in the middle. So if we go back here, you can see this thing. Turns out the hard drive has a service panel that needs to flip down and out like that. So it must go up this high to be serviceable, which is just super annoying because I really wanted to move the floppy drives up and put the really heavy hard drive towards lower center of gravity, but I can't because that's not how it's meant to go. It has to go this way. But I just find it kind of funny that even on the system where there wasn't a hard drive fitted, they still put the floppies on the bottom just because that's the standard config orientation. Also, their machine populated identically to mine as far as cards. So that was probably a standard config. Got mail, Flux managing code. Okay, let me take a look at this. I doubt that that was it, Majenko. I really have a feeling that that didn't relate to it. Let me look at it on my phone, because apparently I'm not signed in here. My phone's not happy with me. There we go. File. Deck. Okay, so this is maybe better than the other ones. Okay, let me try this. Ah, there we go. It finally loaded. All right. You know, it's better than like a virtual lens cloth, just like not even having the camera here. My computer's having a good think about letting me click the next button to log into Gmail for some reason. There we go. It finally worked. All right. I am talking over my typing because, well, reasons. There we are. And there we are. Hello, it's me again. I'm so glad I cover that since, you know, you can definitely see the keyboard here. All right. And hello, Charles. Okay. Data general, tools. I'm going to go ahead and put this here. GCC. Log into Gmail with Dasher. I mean, with links, it's probably possible. Still probably miserable. Have they deprecated the HTML interface yet? Brain. Okay. Nova. Nova. You know, NVD. There. Boom. What do you mean unrecognized command? Because, oh. Right. Oh, I didn't like that. Only masochists use actual CLI Gmail clients or email clients. You can go take your Alpine and climb a mountain with it for all I care. Ooh. What's its problem? Holy moly. What's its problem with the ARG things? Okay, so just get rid of the double underscores. And then loses precision. So we have one more compile error here. What are we up to now? Zero Ohms here has written a different flux decoder for the Nova disks, it looks like. So we're going to see if they have better luck with the sector stuff, but I'm trying to get it compiled right now. Precision. How's it? Oh, that's a pointer. From a pointer to, is that right? 687? That does seem a little strange. No, it's just an array. It always looks weird to the compiler. Fast coding, bad code. Yeah, it's. I understand. Don't sweat it. Uh, we do only have 7 minutes though, so you know. I'm not using the terminal in Dolphin. I'm using it in. Oh wait, you're talking about Dolphin. Yeah, yeah. You can also do it in Kate too. Yeah, F4. Also F3 does the split, but F4 terminal in Dolphin's like the best thing ever. Uh, yeah, you can do it. Yeah, I can do it here too, so I could run the compile from within Kate as well. Oh yeah, I can split the terminal by running BYOBU. Boom. Split. I said split. I said split. There we go. Because I don't want to run a web browser for every single program, so that's why Kate. And Ben is correct. You would just see a flaming pile of ashes. Win meta tilde? I just press shift F4. Well, the computer's not being a turd. There we go. So yeah, terminal into that folder. Elsewise, just universal Control Alt T. I don't know why I would want a GUI split anyway. That's awful. Ubadistas, 0 of the programs I run are a web app. 0. We may, which line? 680, hold on, 687, I think. 687, yeah. I run Discord in a web browser. It's a web page as far as I'm concerned. Web browser. It's the only way I use it. I'm not going to install another web browser just to run something I can run in a web browser. Let me see, Matrox. It's possible. So Matrox, did you see any photos of the discs that they picked up? I don't know if they posted them on Twitter or whatnot. I'll just show this one because that's a unique disc to it. They had 3 photos. Okay. Well, then maybe not. Because this person posted in the Forgotten Machines Discord server about those. I will have to pinch my nose and go back to Twitter for that. And that will be annoying. Yeah, I really shouldn't have mentioned their Discord server. I don't, they may have it on their YouTube channel. It's really, I don't want to say don't join it, but join it if you have a reason. Yeah, okay, I have been in touch with them, Matrox, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I've been in touch with them on the Forgotten Machines Discord server about it. They plan on imaging them as soon as the ability to decode the images is available in applesauce or Grease Weasel, probably HXC. I did recommend that they just get Flux images first. All right, well, Zero, you can send me any corrections on, well, through email after the stream. I can test them then. Matter of fact, let me do this really quick. Done, worked on, let me get these copied while I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Grab that. All right. Chunky Blue computer, so cool. I believe Dasher D60 was modeled after it. This is a Dasher 6053. So, yeah. And it goes with the Micronova that I have here that, you know, goes in that rack. And then there's an Nova 4X over there. I'm working on reviving some Data General mini computers. Big Bezel Boy, if you haven't been here before. Oh, I see you're a first-time chatter. Yeah, so I'm actually working on reviving some Data General computers. So the Micronova system does work. I could turn it on, but some of the fans croaked, and I don't want to burn it to death. So get back to me. It's like there's a switch, let it go. That's, yeah, it's fine. I can do that later. So yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I consider myself unbelievably fortunate to have that thing. It almost died last week, which is scary, but I managed to fix it. So all right, it is outro time. Boop. There we go. So, all right, we will continue this tomorrow. I will have this repaired before stream even starts. So, yeah, we'll have the Micronova up and running again. And then we'll get back to trying to make disk images that are usable for booting the machine off of the Herd Sector 8-inch floppies. And try to get one configured for the computer as it sits, and then try and get some software onto it so that we can actually do programming. That's my main goal. To be able to set up enough that we can program both on this computer and on simh and transfer files back and forth. That's my primary goal right now, is to get a programming environment set up on the real hardware. So I do have to say though, there's been like 3 different times that I was this close to putting all of this back into the rack, and then it keeps having like another issue pop up that would have been our full-on remove it thing, like this was, you know, the secondary drive stopped working correctly, then the fan died, and the dasher, the cabling on that was questionable with everything in the HDMI matrix, so it's been a nightmare. Hopefully after the fan is done, it survives the rest of the weekend, and then I can actually put it all back in the rack. So, but all right, we're gonna call that here for now. If you all enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next, which is 20 hours from now. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that's going to be it for now. Compile GCC for the Nova. Yeah, I'd have to find a C compiler first, I suspect. But anyway, that's going to be it for now. Thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Stupid trigger button, so tiny.